Good morning, I am Cheryl A. Blanche and this is my oral recitation. Number 1 question. Differentiate worship rule from private merchant vessel rule in terms of which country will acquire jurisdiction over crimes committed on board the vessel. My answer is worship rule of another country considered as extension of territory of country even if docked in Philippines. Ito yung barkong pandigma, pagmamay-ari ng isang bansa. Whatever crime committed inside the vessel, ang consecution niyan sa krimen na yan ay sa country of origin because this is considered as extension of the territory of country. Example, kapag may krimeng nangyari sa loob ng embassy ng US dito sa Pilipinas, walang kinalaman ang Philippines dahil sa loob ng compound ng embassy na yan ay tinatawag na extension of territory of US. At kung may embassy ang Pilipinas sa US, sa compound ng embassy, that was considered the territory of Philippines. At kapag may krimeng nangyari sa compound ng embassy, ang krimen ay di-prosecute dito sa Pilipinas. At while the private merchant vessel o tinatawag na pribadong pangnegosyong pandigma, kapag ito ay nasa ibang teritoryo na ng isang bansa, subject na yan sa batas ng bansang iyan at nakadepende na kung ano ang rule na sinusunod ng bansa. Number 2. Discuss the reason why the terms felony and offense are used interchangeably in the revised penal code. My answer is, ang dalawang terms ng felony at offense ay ginagamit interchangeably doon sa RPC. At kung babasahin mo ang RPC, may mga articles doon na ang paggamit ay offense at felony. Ang term na offense ay nakita doon sa Revised Penal Code or RPC. Kahit na offense ang ginamit, it is still understood as felony. Number 3. Explain general characteristics of criminal law in terms of A. General rule, B. Exception to the rule. My answer, the general rule under the general characteristics of criminal law is obligatory. Kumbaga, kung obligatory, lahat. All who live or sojourn in Philippine territory. Lahat ng nakatira o temporarily na nakatira sa Philippine territory ay obligatory. Pag leave, applicable sa lahat ng Filipino citizens. At pag sojourn, yung mga temporarily na nakatira or nagsistay in a particular place that applies in foreigners. And every rule, there's an exception. The exception to the rule ng general characteristics of criminal rule are treaty, stipulation, law of preferential application, and public international law. Pag sinabing treaty, it is an agreement between two or more nations. Pag stipulation naman, specifying something that is agreed to. In general characteristic of law, lahat ay obligado, whether Filipino or foreigner citizens are obliged under the law that have to answer any crime in violation of the law. Number 4. Explain territorial characteristic of criminal law in terms of the A. General rule, B. Exception to the rule. My answer, territorial under the characteristics of criminal law in general rule, penal laws of Philippines, effective only within its territory. Mag-a-apply lang ang batas natin sa loob lang ng ating teritoryo. And every rule, there's an exception. The exception of general rule is extraterritoriality or outside, sa labas. Offense on Philippine ship or airship, yung mga barkong pandigma or yung mga eroplano. Requisites, kung ang krimen ay nakumit sa loob ng barko ng Pilipinas, ang ship na yan ay nasa international waters or high seas, ay depende na sa kung ano ang pinapatupad na rule ng isang bansa at dapat registrados sa Pilipinas under Philippine law. At yung mga Philippine ship daw or airship ay dapat nakarehistrado dito sa Pilipinas. At kung ang Philippine ship ng Philippines ay dumaop sa ibang bansa o sa tinatawag ng mga international waters at kapag may krimeng na commit sa loob ng barko ay nakadepende na yon sa kung anong rule na pinapatupad ng bansa yung kung saan dumakop yung barko natin. 5. Explain perspective characteristics of criminal law in terms of A. General rule, B. Exception to the law. Prospective general rule: penal laws cannot make an act punishable in a manner in which it was not punishable when committed. Meaning, ang criminal law daw ay hindi pwedeng magparusa sa isang paggawa na noong ginawa ito, wala pang batas na nagbabawal o nagpaparusa. Ang pag-apply ng batas ay paabante at hindi siya pwedeng iatras. But in every rule, there's an exception. Retroactive application of penal law, pwede lang iatras ang batas kapag favorable to accused at kapag pabor sa akusado. Number 6. Social contract theory says that people live together in society in accordance with an agreement that establishes moral and political rules of behavior. And the aim of social contract theory is to show that members of some society have reason to endure and comply with the fundamental social rules, laws, institutions, and principles of society.